not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
I am the Twisted Goblin, and I'm back, baby, for a kind of a review. And if not, I'm mostly because I'm always late with those videos. I'm like, you know what I should do? Just do things you have missed, things that are interesting, and or why the hell is The Mandalorian still worth watching? One of my favorite series I seem to do, even after this episode. So we got Jack Black and Lizzie. No idea who she is, but apparently she's also famous person. I don't know who he is, but I know Jack Black. I mean, he also plays Mario Bowser. He's also a very funny person. I follow him also on TikTok, and he does some random shit on TikTok. Anyway, I also love. Still like one of the biggest fan of The Mandalorian, if not the biggest. I don't know, because there are also people that actually cosplay as Mandalorians, so they could be maybe a little bit bigger fans of The Mandalorian. I am Twisted Goblin, and I love the Mandalorian lore from the first race of Mandalorians becoming more intact Mandalorians from all ages. The system, like every fucking system, there's so many fucking Mandalorians, and I love the lore about it. Even this one, it built on it because it goes to Bo-Katan. It should be a little bit more episodes, in my opinion. There should be more episodes than 13, but somehow they got it. So I feel like The Mandalorian is gonna be even greater when it's all done. So like you can watch it and all. But right now, some people like to say like, no, this is filler. It's filler! It's like, yeah, it's kind of filler video, but it also still builds the universe of the Star Wars universe. It also builds more on the Mandalorian lore. And I love that kind of shit. I love that shit! I love the Mandalorian. I love the warrior spirit. So long that's intact, I'm gonna be fine. Because even though Mando is my favorite. Like Din Djarin, awesome character. He has the thing. He has heart. He is a very badass. But when he's other Mandalorians, he's a little bit weaker. But he's still a badass. So it's like he's still figuring the world out of the Mandalorian. And Bo-Katan has been in the Clone Wars. Has been in that. She is one of the most mercenary. As one of the best Mandalorian. I think the Mandalorian is not ready to lead anything. He's not there yet. But Bo-Katan has been there, like the Clone Wars. She is there, so it makes sense that this eventually goes on. She wants to speak to the Mandalorian mercenaries. They have a code, like their thing. In the beginning of the episode, they go after like a princess, and I think this was in one of some side stories somewhere in books or in comics. I don't remember, but I remember knowing a thing about this. But those two want to live their life. They want to do their own thing. They want to go, but their king or princess doesn't want that. So they try to retrieve the prince. Those Mandalorian mercenaries are like, yeah, for the pay, we always keep on a code. So even as mercenaries, they still have a code. The code being like, yeah, we can be sold so long it's enough money, and we honor that contract. It's like, it's one of those that actually was the whole thing of Boba Fett's whole thing to be mercenary, that kind of mercenary. Maybe we get Boba Fett back. I mean, yeah, he's doing all the cults of the Mandalorians, Bo-Katan, and technically, Boba Fett is also Mandalorian. He has a clone of the Mandalorian, but he has the DNA of a Mandalorian. He is pretty much a Mandalorian. So it would be cool if he also joins the Mandalorian and thing. Because Bo-Katan's all thing now is to bring everybody back as to one roof as a Mandalorian, and Boba Fett is kind of he's the beginning of the whole lore expansion. It all begin with his fucking epic, and then it's to know more about him, know more in comics about him. He's maybe not the badass that he was in season 2 of The Mandalorian, or what we thought he would be. It's like but he still is old and tries to figure himself out. Maybe that's like he needs to figure him out by becoming an actually Mandalorian. Would be awesome. I would love it if he becomes a joins it. He doesn't need to be. Bo-Katan seems to be the leader for now. I hope the Mandalorian on some point is gonna become the leader, but now it's like Bo-Katan. And what I also love about it, like yes, we got Jack Black, and he seems to be a former Imperial, but there is also a former Separatist that gets his own. It's his own thing. We can also like his former Separatist that has been making droids go back to the bell. He doesn't like the Empire. He doesn't like the Republic, but he does like the Separatists. He thinks the Separatists had a good Count Dooku had, like, you see the influence of Count Dooku still going on, and that's why I also like of the episodes. It still hugs back to that episode, to the Separatists, to like Count Dooku. You see how much he affected the universe still, because it felt like after the Empire everybody forgot about Separatists. You see some battle droids, but it's like here on this universe, all battle droids are everywhere. Everywhere there are battle droids, because in this one the droids get in here. But this also makes the Mandalorian so much cooler, because he hates droids. He has like some love to some droids, but there are some droids that he doesn't like, and one of those are the super battle droids, all those kind of things. He even despises those. Like, yes, he has some friendship to one of the droids, and he is like, yeah, I can just take those other droids too. But battle droids, oh my god! Now you see how ruthless the Mandalorian can be. He is like very like they're all in a line, and it's like, oh, one of them is like, he starts pushing them till one cracks. It's like literally, it's like, nah, okay, if they can't, nah, and one runs, and he's like, I'm gonna run after it, and it's like he goes after this. Oh, this like, I love the ruthless of the Mandalorian in this, like how much hatred he has for the. It's also why I love this episode most. Not most of the season, but the most what about this episode I love is you see his ruthless. You see how, yes, it's a bit of a side mission that he goes up on, but you see how ruthless he can be, and I feel like that's so awesome to be. It's so awesome to feel this guy, how ruthless he can be against the droids. And then we find out the one that's on the command of the thing is trying to free all the Separatists. All the battle droids to become more Separatist battle droids again. He feels like the image of the man. Thing. And he still feels like Black Jack's character is still an imp. It's like, yeah, maybe he should not have done this whole thing, but on the other hand, I'm old and I'm like, yeah, I feel like this was the best idea to do, and I love it. I love the episode because Grogu is a bit to the side with Queen Lizzie character, and I'm like, okay, no problem. I like it when it's like, okay, let's have Bo-Katan and the Mandalorian be in my screen, and Grogu for the episode a little bit on the side. No problem. I feel like that's no fucking problem at all. So that we also get after this side mission, awaiting no respect, who this was that tries to make the droids back to the road thing. I would have loved if there was an actually like droid uprising going on, like the in the Bad Batch we get an uprising of the clones. Now we could have an uprising of the battle droids, like an actually machine. I remember in the Old Republic game, Star Wars: The Old Republic, there is like some machine that actually feels like she's a god, tries to have one of your biggest ships, wants to take it over, and then becomes evil, like because she wants to. And there is like so much revelation of droids want to take over machines, and I would love to see that in Star Wars universe as an actually villain, a villain, season villain. It would work so much good with Mandalorian because he hates droids, so why not give him a reason to hate droids? Anyway, so after this side mission, Bo-Katan gets able to see the Mandalorian, and also it's like now Mandalore is gonna be recognized as again by them. So it's like, okay, we can do that by the New Republic, able to be recognized. So Mandalore is already set good for if it can come back. We already have like some able to do stuff for. So after this, they get to the thing. Then there is this fight because of the mercenary Mandalorian warrior that's now the leader and Bo-Katan. They fight, they go. It's like this is also something I love about the Mandalorians. The challenge thing. It's like it's always the strongest will be leader, and you see them trying to fight each other. It's like they fight each other. And Mando is not really. I would have loved to see them fight, but Mando is not there yet. He's not able to fight, and he would lose in seconds. I mean, it's Bo-Katan, somebody that fights a lot of Mandalorians, fought in the Clone Wars, she fought a lot of stuff. So it makes sense that Mando is not even on the same peak yet. He is good, but he is not great. He's not as great as the thing. I hope he becomes Mandalore, and then later Baby Yoda becomes Mandalore, but that he becomes Mandalore. But right now, for this second, he is not there. He is so not there. So he gives the light as Darksaber, and then gives an explanation why she can get to Bo-Katan. It's a bit like, hey, you can be the Mandalorian, you can be the leader of the. I think it's like she wanted to say the vision she had at first, but it's like I don't wanna, because that's like a truth card. I'm like only 80% sure that I saw the creature, but like I wanna take over. I wanna have that, and I wanna stay together, and I want everybody to be together. So she gets the Darksaber from thing after the explanation, and everybody's like, oh right, now you got the saber again, and we're again following you. So everything is fine, everything's good. I love it. I think everything about this episode screams out, it's good. Yes, the seasons are too short to have filler in it, but then again, it also builds on it. And I feel like it builds very well on the universe of The Mandalorian. Like you get Bo-Katan's character a little bit, you get the Mando's whole character of why he is droid and how ruthless he actually can be. It's like he wants to torture on some point. Some things like you cannot reason with him. They're fucking droids. Like he's very ruthless when it comes to droids, and I love that. Like he progressed. He's a bit less ruthless against humans and against everybody, and he has a heart because of Grogu. But still, droids are still a tiny thing. He's a little bit less very good and still ruthless. But it's like there's 1 or 2 droids he likes. The rest, fuck those droids. Fuck them. I will torture them if I have to. It's like that stuff. And Mando is also with Bo-Katan. It's more Bo-Katan's show right now, but it's also the Mandalorian. So everything about the Mandalorians is fucking great! I like it. We see it through his eyes. Like he's not the best Mandalorian, but he's getting there. He's gonna become better, and by season 5 or so, he's gonna be the Mandalore or something. I feel like that's gonna be the end game of the Mandalorians. Could be that Bo-Katan is leading for a season or so, and after that she's the villain and will take, we don't know, or she dies and a Mandalorian, like he's literally at Bo-Katan's side so much. It could be like he's becoming the, after that maybe some season before that he takes over. But like I love this episode. There is so much on the internet that people hated this episode, and that is why I feel like I seriously need to make a video about this, even though I'm a bit late. I feel my feelings on this is that it's still great. It's still The Mandalorian. It's still worth watching. Every fucking second of The Mandalorian series is best Star Wars ever. It's like people are like, this is not so. I think it's still Star Wars. I feel like it's still so. Jack Black is in it. I would love to see him as an imp on some moment. What made him change and everything. But I feel like this is still the best Star Wars project ever. It's the most Star Wars-esque thing. There are droids and you see Bell. I feel like it's still the Star Wars. It's reigns better than Andor, what's also good, but I feel like The Mandalorian. Maybe it's my biased opinion because I love The Mandalorian lore and it's like my favorite thing to come out of Star Wars ever. After that, the Sith, and then we got like Cal Kestis. That's so awesome. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed was even better, but that's like a side, man. So like, and then this Old Republic, the Sith Empire. Love that, but that's the Old Republic. Like that, love that stuff too. But the Star Wars lore of The Mandalorian is like from beginning to end. I love everything about it, and seeing more expanded on it, seeing Bo-Katan. So I love The Mandalorian, and even this one, Bo-Katan's whole crew is like, he's not a real Mandalorian. He is not. He starts questioning it. She is defending him. He's like literally like defending him. It's like, yeah, he is as much. He's maybe not from Mandalore, the planet, but he's from the system Mandalore. He is a foundling, and that's how foundlings have been in so many years ago. Our forefathers were like that. They came from other system, got into the Mandalorian sect. It's like everybody like this is still a Mandalorian. She is like convinced that what makes Mandalorians, like all the things. You don't have to be born a man. It's like that thing that people love putting out if you are in the pagan stuff, like what Odin. It's like Vikings. It's like what makes them Viking. Some people are like, no, pagan this thing, but you can still call some still call people Viking, but it's different. It's a different view. And also Vikings has to start somewhere. It's like, and Vikings were also like, some people joined the Vikings and they became after a while. It's like Vikings are like pagan. That's all. It's like you have to start somewhere. Some become Christianity things. They got into that stuff. Mostly because they got forced, or they be buried 15 grounds under, or they fight till the bitter end. There's like, and went to Valhalla. It's like those old religions things, like Vikings, and even in the modern day, Vikings still exist, or paganism. It's a little bit different, like a few eaches, but it's like still exists. There's also Gothic, like a culture of Gothic. I'm a Gothic person. I love Gothic stuff. If you didn't notice before, it's like it's all that stuff. It's like you don't have to be. It doesn't matter what side of the world you are. You can be Gothic. You can be pagan. You can join that stuff. And you are from any aspect you came from. It's just like very much get into it. Like, do you love? Do you respect that? Do you respect like all the music? Do you like the music of metal? It's like there's so much things that I can relate to with the Mandalorian. And what I love about it, they always fight. And even though Mando is not the strongest of the Mandalorians, he still fights. He still tries, and he doesn't give up. He gives up his darksaber, but it's for a whole other reason. Mostly because he respects Bo-Katan and what he's like. Sometimes you have to step back before you can learn from the ones, and then you'll get better. Buy your time. So the Mandalorian, very cool, very kind of respect this whole thing, and that's why I maybe like this the most. Also, like I have much respect for the Mandalorian lore, the Mandalorian race, and how they come to, and how you can be in the Kree, and because I'm a bit of an outsider to my Gothic, but I'm still in the Gothic community. I'm still I would love to go to some parties thing, but I always know it too late. And I love metal. It's also a whole thing. There's so much to love about stuff. And The Mandalorian, just so much to love about The Mandalorian. That's just my opinion about why the fuck I still watch Mandalorian. Why I keep loving The Mandalorian. My whole thoughts about The Mandalorian. And I give this episode, I know it's not pretty much a review on review, but I still feel like as somebody that loves to make review videos, and if they're too late making them out to be something else, it's still a fucking legendary 10. It's not the best episode ever, but it still feels like I'm glad it exists. I'm glad it's here. I don't mind that some people hate it, but I still think it's top tier. And Black Jack, and these gives also some other people to watch it, even though some are like, no, I'm not even gonna try to watch it. Like, The Mandalorian is better than any Star Wars project, but well, not the best Star Wars project. There are some games that are much better, for my opinion, but you know, it's still the best TV series, movies made of it. There are some better books of the Star Wars universe, but still, I think in general, The Mandalorian is still one of the top tier Star Wars shows ever. It's better than the whole fucking Marvel universe combined. But that's just an opinion. My opinion, the Twisted Goblin. And I hope to see you all in my next videos. Goodbye. Good night. And now we're gonna play Cyberpunk again, because goddamn, that game is on my new PC so much better than I thought. Anyway. Bye.
Then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.